All right, welcome back to another update of building Jedha City in LEGO. And last week, I finally was able to start the base construction of the city. This is what got done so far. This is, of course, just the base construction, the base rock work, one layer of rocks along two of them, and actually two layers there. But this is definitely not finished. This is just an initial sketch, kind of, because look, to be fair, I've never really done a mock like this, so it's going to be a lot of trial and error, so bear with me as I go through this. But what I need to do now is build internal structure. You see the green stuff, of course, all the green stuff, all the colorful stuff you won't see on the outside of the mock, but I need to build up here, and I'm gonna need to essentially build up around the edges of this thing so that eventually the Star Destroyer can go up there. So let's see what we can figure out for that. So after a bit of trial and error, I made kind of a outline for the support of the Star Destroyer. Like the support, as you have it here, fits very nicely into here. Now, this is very much a rough draft. This is definitely not the final thing, because I am also just missing a bunch of pieces, which I'm realizing now. So once I'm back from vacation, I'm going to place another order of, once again, just a whole bunch of bricks, mostly 1 by brick. I'm very much missing, 1 by 8 or 1 by 2 by 2, like to get higher up, that kind of stuff. I'm going to need so much more in that regard for this support structure, but at least this gives me an idea of when I'm in the city, like roughly like here and here on this base plate, like how do you get up from there to the point where you have the Star Destroyer? Because I have no idea how I really would do that. But now with this, I have a bit of an outline, like where do I need to build up to? So that was necessary. Now let's see what I can do in terms of support structure. All right, so I have started with a bit of an internal structure, but I am realizing I'm running out of pieces already. So this is what I was able to come up with, and I did this according to the mold that I made for the Star Destroyer stand, because I wanted to know how big is that Star Destroyer stand going to be. Well, this is roughly it. So yeah, I made it as long as I could and as wide as I could to accommodate that. But yeah, I'm definitely running out of pieces. Like these 4x4 plates, I initially just ordered for the Mills plate, but they are coming quite handy with the support. Because like how I did this is I have 6 of these 2x2 bricks on top of one another. Like that's one of these, and then on top of that, I have a 4x4 green plate, then a 2x6 plate to connect them, and then in this case another 4x4 green plate, and then it continues with the brick. This is really strong. I'm happy with how strong that is, so I'm definitely going to look into making more of that, because I've also tried with these 16x2 and 8x2. This also works. It's just I'm doing this for the first time, trying to figure out what to do. What I do find funny with these bricks, I said last week that I'm finding tiles. Well, I found a whole lot more, plus a couple of extra pieces that I didn't order, but they were in the bag because, I initially just ordered a whole bunch of 2x2 brick in whatever kind of color because I needed them. But as you can see, they're just trapped in there. In those bricks, you have these tiles trapped, and I'm finding so many. I think my count right now is up to 36. So, I mean, thank you, Bricklink seller, for this. I didn't need it, but I suppose, there's that. But yeah, this is the progress. I do think I'm probably going to focus specifically on this milk plate over here. So let's see if I can take those parts and really fill it up along to the sides here. All right, so as you can see in the time lapses, I definitely did a lot more than just the internal structure, which I was talking about. But I moved it to my living room dining table because over here I have more space, so I can walk around, I can show a bit more, because it's getting a bit cramped to just have this thing in my workroom. That's also why I, split it in sections, because this entire thing is way too big to have in my workroom. But anyway, as you can see, I did as much as I could for the support structure on this side. I have run out of the 4x4 plates, I have run out of the 2x6 plates, I've run out of the 2x8 plates. I am going to need so many more pieces, and I'm also going to need so many more of those 2x2 bricks. I used all of the ones that I had to essentially give me an outline of how many I'm going to need, because I already stated before, it's going to be 6 of them high, then a layer of plate, another 6 high, another layer of plate, and another 6 high, and then I can have the final layer of plate whereupon I will build the city. Also, for the people who were interested maybe in how many tiles were trapped in those bricks, it was 45. I got up to the 45 tiles that I just got for free. So I suppose thank you, Bricklink seller, for getting me a type of piece that I'm probably not going to use. I at least don't see right now what I'm going to use it for. But yeah, I have a better idea of what that's like. But in addition to that, of course, I started some of the rock work on the side. Now, I know this looks very boring, very uniform, like it's all just the same big ugly rock pieces, but at least I am 2 up now, and I have filled up the hole that was in here so that I have an idea of, this is how high we are. I need to do more than that, because I essentially plan to do 4 big ugly rock pieces tall in total. So yeah, I'm also running out of those. I cannot believe that I'm running out of those big ugly rock pieces, because I ordered so many already and they cost a lot. But I suppose that's just what it's like to build a MOC like this. But in addition to that, I have also done a little bit of rock work of my own, where it's, because I needed to make sure that this seam is nicely built up right until that. And if you ask me, and if you look at that, you can't really see where the seam is. I'm very happy with how that turned out, how it essentially blends in with the rest of the rock work. It's also a little bit of a different color, so that different color, it breaks up the rest, because the rest, of course, is all just dark tan rock pieces, and this bit of different color, and also I have that here. I'm like, that actually gives it a bit of character and doesn't make it just a boring bunch of rock pieces. So essentially, this is what you can expect a bit more there as well. I'm gonna order, of course, a whole lot more parts in the dark orange, in the nougat color, just to make sure that there's a bit more color to it, and it doesn't just look all uniform, all the same. And I definitely made a point of making sure that this, that, and this are all different. Like, they all, have the same idea, but they need to look a bit different. I also did that a little bit with these corner pieces. It's a little difficult to make it that much different, but this is definitely not the final look. I am going to add a lot to this. I already am thinking like, doing a whole bunch of plates, moving up to this to make that more interesting, to make it not look as Minecrafty as I've mentioned in previous videos. But I do think for the moment, it's starting to, look pretty decent. And I already am thinking in my head like, okay, I have an idea of where this is going to go. But yeah, here you have the seam, and well, if you ask me, I don't really see the seam, and I'm quite happy with how this looks. So that's pretty good. I couldn't really put this one on because I can't fill up the holes in between. So I'm gonna have to, again, order pieces, but we'll get there. At least I made sure that, the entire bottom layer is all the way up to the first layer of rock pieces, and I've done a lot of the second layer as well. Now, yeah, over here in the front, the seam, I'm not too happy with how this looks. I'm probably going to have to change that as well, but at least I've made a start with this, and I have like ideas of how to improve this in the future. Of course, the start of the walkway, I think this could be very interesting to figure out, because I'm gonna have to, make my own rock work around here, and I think I might actually try to do some of that next. But yeah, for the moment, this is what I have, so let's see what I can do next. Well, that is about all I can do. I have very much run out of a whole bunch of pieces, very important piece types that I need to build this, but I'm quite happy with the progress that I've been able to get to so far, because this very much just is, a whole bunch of bricks laid together as a very much just a foundation of the rock work. Of course, none of this is final, but the way it looks right now, I'm quite happy with it. It very much looks different from the standard big rock pieces that I've been using. So yeah, I've just run out of so many piece types. I've run out of the 1x3 brick, the dark orange corner bricks, the 1x2 bricks, those blue ones that I use behind, the 2x2 bricks. There are so many new pieces that I'm going to need, and as I said, that will happen after I'm back from my vacation, because, well, by the time this video drops, I'm already on my vacation. I'm in Austria enjoying the Formula 1 Grand Prix, and once I'm done here, I'll be going to Greece for a week. So next week, no LEGO update. I will be dropping a review of Tales of the Underworld, back to some Star Wars content. I haven't actually reviewed that, and I found time to review it, so that will go up next week. Look out for that. But yeah, the week after I'll be back with another Jedha City update. Hopefully by then I will have placed so many more orders, I will have so many more parts, and I can continue the internal structure and everything else. So yeah, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up. Also, comment below with what you think. Like, do you like the way that the rock work is coming along? Do you maybe have some tips or some tricks for me? Because hey, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This is very much the first ever time that I'm making a MOC, so I'm not really sure, what people are expecting from me. So just let me know any thoughts that you have in the comments below. Yeah, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this type of stuff. I'm happy to do this. This will be going on for a while longer, and also for, other Star Wars content that I have on my channel. So yeah, that's about it. Until after my vacation, may the Force be with you all.